Every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
Time right now is 8:30. Good Thursday morning. Welcome to the WLBB Community Voice here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3, streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. Also this morning, we're on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page. You can take a gander at my two handsome young guests. I'll introduce you to them in just a second. This morning, we're going to discuss the Chicago Cubs' thrilling victory last night. We'll talk a little bit about John Lennon's birthday. We'll talk about how much Joel Brock looks like Dansby Swanson. He's our local stud. And also Taco Bell bringing back the chili cheese burrito. We'll talk about that as well. And if we've got time, we'll talk about the special purpose local option sales tax, which is coming up, the referendum coming up in November the 4th here in Carroll County. So, guys, good morning. Sheriff Terry Langley from Carroll County. We got a local business owner and nonprofit leader Shane Davis on the program as well. And you guys are going to discuss SPLOST. And for the record, I mean, we never get anybody who wants to come on the show to go against it. We had several guests go against the education SPLOST earlier this year. And that was an interesting show, but we've never had anybody want to come on the show and talk about why they would not support this SPLOST. Again, that referendum is coming up November 4th. Early voting is actually next Tuesday. I think 3-week period for early voting. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
So did you want to talk about the Cubs or the chili cheese burrito or anything? You just want to go to SPLOST?
Yeah, you might as well hit the SPLOST. Yeah.
Okay, I probably should turn your mic up. All right, guys. This what can you tell me as far as figures for this SPLOST? Actually, let me read this first. I'm slow this morning, guys, so I apologize. Now, according to AI, the special purpose local option sales tax here began in 1987 in Carroll County. I mean, you and I both thought it was like in the 90s sometime, but online it says 1987. Georgia state legislature enacted the SPLOST law in 1985, and it authorized counties to initiate a 1% sales tax to fund local capital projects, provided it receives voter approval. And in Carroll County, it has received voter approval since it started. I know you guys like to emphasize that this is not a new tax. It's a continuation of an existing tax already. It's at 1% at pretty much in all goods, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
All right. Sheriff Terry Langley, what's special about this SPLOST that's going to be proposed here in November?
Well, first I want to thank the community.
It's been this 1 cent sales tax. It's been on the books now for decades. Has really done a lot to help public safety throughout the years that we wouldn't have had in our budget to do, like equipment. Our cars that we purchase and those. So first I want to thank the voters of Carroll County all these years for supporting this.
It's never been close. I mean, it's overwhelmingly supported.
And we take that very seriously and make sure the money's spent wisely on our equipment and all. So I want to thank them first off. But also I'm strongly in favor of a continuation or renewing that sales tax for that purpose. There's so many things, capital projects, as you mentioned. This year, or this particular one coming up, we want to remodernize the jail. We need more bed space for our women. We need to do away with some dilapidated areas of the jail. Not the jail by the bypass, not the Octagon building, but the one immediately behind the sheriff's office where we keep females. And we need to add more bed space, probably 150 bed facility, but also a facility that's going to last long term that we'll be able to expand in future years without having to add to the SPLOST. Also, we're going to, part of this project would be to have a new sheriff's office space that, well, I've been there 44 years, and I walked in that building 44 years ago, and it was a very nice building at that time, but technology-wise, plumbing and all of that kind of stuff has really become a burden. Office space, we've been out of office space for a couple of decades, and so we want to have more office space for citizens, victims of crimes, and those type of things to come. So that's what we want to do with this, our part of the project. But also, recreation, we've so many projects have been taken care of. I know several places want to do something for their senior citizens buildings. Every city has projects that they want to do to enhance the quality of life in their community, and this is the way to do it. I'm 100% in support of renewing our current SPLOST.
Let me go ahead and read the referendum.
Right.
They talk about what all the other cities are looking for. And the question is on the referendum, continuation of 1% sales and use tax. Shall a special 1% sales and use tax be continued in Carroll County for a period of time of 6 years for the raising of approximately $206 million for the purpose of funding capital outlay projects, including facilities and equipment. It does say for Carroll County, Georgia, the Sheriff's Office replacement and jail modernization project, including mental health addition. We can talk about the need for that in particular. Right. Public safety and fire department, roads, streets, bridges, sidewalks and transportation, public works, recreation and parks, administrative and IT, judicial, community impact and economic development, and agricultural projects and farmland and watershed protection. Then for the city of Bowden, roads, streets, bridges and sidewalks, police, recreation and parks, water, sewer, infrastructure improvements, city hall, parking, downtown development, downtown historic preservation. For the city of Bremen, public safety vehicles and equipment. For the city of Carrollton, parks and recreation, engineering, administrative, information, technology, police, fire, sanitation. City of Mount Zion, roads, streets, bridges, and sidewalks, water, parks, and recreation, police, administrative, and economic development. Town of Roopville, city administration, water, recreation. Well, that's for the benefit. We'll say, okay, water, recreation for the benefit of the city of Temple. I don't get that. You know what? It's separate. It's just not highlighted on here. All the other cities have they're emphasized. But city of Temple, community development, economic development, public works, roads, sidewalks and water, public safety, recreation, senior center, sewer treatment plant, heavy equipment and vehicles. For the city of Villa Rica, transportation and public works, culture, recreation, parks and senior center improvements, administrative, public safety vehicles and facilities and equipment. And for the city of Whitesburg, police department, city hall, recreation improvements, water, roads, streets, bridges, and sidewalks, and a senior center possibly, so you don't have to go back and read all that when you go vote beginning next week. It says, if imposition of the tax is approved by the voters, such a vote shall also constitute approval of the issuance of general obligation debt of Carroll County in the principal amount of $85 million for the purposes of funding all or a portion of any of the county projects, capitalized interest on the debt, and the costs of issuing the debt. And then you vote yes or no. And again, early voting starts next Tuesday. You can hear Shane Davis pledging his support on a commercial we air on WLBB. You want to tell us more about that and why you support it, Shane?
Well, I have a couple different avenues of why I do support it. As a business owner, I'm associated with the sheriff's office, getting people out of jail. So the thing that really kind of opens my eyes that I really see I like is the mental health ward, or the other that side, the resources going into that. Given the current circumstances of the opioid addiction, the fentanyl, all these people that are getting arrested, and going in with substance abuse problems, the sheriff's office would be more equipped to really deal with that. Because like on the backside of this, I help a lot of people get into rehabs and kind of a lot of aftercare stuff. But like I've always said, nobody wakes up and says, "Hey, I think I'm gonna get arrested today," right? All right, so whatever the situation they're in, it seems to be more and more and more people that are going in are addicted, whether it be fentanyl, alcohol, whatever. So when they go into the county facility, they need some care. A lot of times to detox or just to get them off. So this is actually just an awesome thing as far as safety, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm just glad to see that they're appropriating funds for that. The sheriff's office is. It shows really they're giving back and caring about the people that they're taking in, even though they are getting arrested. So you get them in there because detoxing can be pretty violent, depending on what substance you're coming off of. And I just think that them adding this, and then of course that adds into the actual literally addiction, mental health. But I've always said that really mental health, if you can get them off their substance abuse and get them right spiritually, use their mental health will work themselves out. But first off, getting them off the dope really is key. And I think the addition and the money getting poured into those resources is really one of the reasons why I'm a big supporter of it too. Second supporter would be, I support first responders, being West Georgia first responders, and looking around to the different counties. And I go around to 10 different counties, usually in the area pretty consistently, and seeing facilities and seeing the need for it over here. You know what I mean? We need an upgrade. This has been around here a long time. We have comparable counties around here with the same amount of people who have, Taj Mahals, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? When you go to them, it looks like, wow. And here, we have and granted, a lot of those counties, even though they have same population as ours, their crime is worse over there. I mean, that's a testament to how good our law enforcement is around here. But you're still got to account for growth. These things don't come around. They're not adding on to the jails or building new jails every year. So once these things come around, we really need to take advantage of it and just plow forward and, get the upgrades, kind of prepare for the future so, we don't have to do it another 20 or 30 years or whatever.
We're talking about the upcoming SPLOST referendum here in Carroll County on this morning's Community Voice program. Sheriff Terry Langley and Shane Davis, nonprofit West Georgia
First
responders. Yeah. I only say it 15 times a day. Right. I hear the commercial 15 times a day, but I just forgot it. Hey, before I do get to the break, Sheriff, have you seen the proposal, the plans, or are there even plans out there for what the new sheriff's office would look like?
Yes, we have some renderings and things of that nature, and we've shown them at several things. We'll be glad to come to any civic club or any group to do that, and but we do have those. It would be a whole new sheriff's office, and as Shane mentioned, we're going to increase our mental health and our medical section. As he mentioned, we have 25 people a day on detox every day under nursing care, and they say, well, it's why you have to do that. We have to do it. It's our obligation once we take them into custody to make sure that they're taken care of and get adequate medical. And unfortunately, in a jail, that's what happens. Not like a prison. You get healthy people sometimes in a prison. We get what comes off the street. And a lot of them have mental health issues. And so we're going to have a section just dedicated to trying to stabilize these people that are in mental health crisis in order to, it's a public safety issue as well as taking care of them as well. And so that's where we're doing.
You've talked about that a lot in the past about as far as mental health. I mean, a lot of the people that come into the jail with mental health issues, they may not be born to be criminals or anything like that, but they have mental health issues. Has that improved? I mean, has anything happened statewide to change that, or are there programs that are?
Well, there's a lot of people working on it locally. Mental health advocacy program and several other people. We have a crisis unit now that responds to deal with it on a daily basis. That's not in uniforms. It's officers in plain clothes to try to diffuse situations. But statewide, really no help's coming from the state. So we got to take care of our people here, and that's one of the reasons for adding the mental health area to the jail to be able to have a facility to stabilize these people until they can go to court or get out on bond or what have you. So it's all been thrust back on to the sheriffs of the state of Georgia And the jails in the state of Georgia now, unfortunately, are almost mental health hospitals.
You talk about modernizing the sheriff's office. Will there be? Are there any security upgrades needed? I mean, do you need any? Are there security upgrades for the actual building?
Yeah, we'll have better technology, better security, and all of that for the building as well. But mainly office space. Mm-hmm. Our evidence room we're past capacity on our evidence room, which is extremely important for cases and streamlining cases. But office space, we've been making offices out of we've been taking closets and making office space out of it. I'm telling you, for a couple of decades, mm-hmm. we've added on here, piecemealed here. It's just worn out. It's not fair to our employees, and it's not fair to our public and victims of crimes that have to come there. So we want a better place with better technology and to be able to do our jobs. And it should take care of things for many decades to come. This is not something that you'll see us turning around and wanting more of the next SPLOST to build on. This will take care of many years to come.
Time right now is 8:45. We're talking about the upcoming SPLOST referendum here in Carroll County. Early voting begins on Tuesday. Election day is November the 4th. You get that 3-week advanced period. We'll take our first break right now. Again, 3:45. 8:45, Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
8:46. Welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. Streaming live online at News Talk 1330. This morning we're on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page, and perhaps if I remember during a break, I'll look there and see if you guys have posted any questions or comments, and I'll share them with our guests. Our guests are Shane Davis and Sheriff Terry Langley, and they are supporters of this continuing this special purpose local option sales tax. You talked about have you guys talked to the Kiwanis clubs and Rotary? Maybe made those presentations.
I haven't yet, but I know that
I've been to Rotary.
Yeah, and they do have some upcoming. I saw in the email the other day where they are going to start hitting some of these.
I see you have a brochure there. What are some of the talking points on there as far as asking people to support that?
Well, one of the big things that I actually take from this, there's a couple of them. One, that the money doesn't come directly out of Carroll County residents. Okay, so this is anybody that comes, stops in your store or whatever. So a lot of the money, maybe not the majority of the money, but a lot of the money that comes out of this SPLOST really comes from people outside. So we can get these benefits, theoretically not from just pure Carrollton residents. So that's a talking point that I really like. Like the number is up for debate, how much comes in from out of county. But at least it's some. I don't know the exact percentage. It fluctuates. They say 30%, but who knows? But I do know it's a number that's not coming directly from Carroll County. Mm-hmm. And another thing I like about just these projects in general, SPLOST, that they're very decisive on what they're supporting. So it's not like you sit back as a taxpayer sometimes and worry about or think about, well, where's my tax money going? You know what I mean? You see things, they're not really putting, an amount or a project attached to something. With these right here, okay, it's all going to this, and you can actually check your boxes. You can go through here, bam, 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 and when something don't go, hey, what about that mental health wing? over at the sheriff's office, how's that going? Well, it didn't pan out. Well, that ain't good. Or you know what I mean? Or you say, okay, everything is doing it. They're checking the boxes. It can be tracked very easily.
Can you guys name 10 things that SPLOST has paid for? I mean, big projects that people can look at and say. I mean, you think about the administration building that's going up in downtown Carrollton. I mean, that's definitely one major project, and it's looking pretty, actually. I don't know if you've been down that road. I mean, every time I go down there, just see a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But can you think of any other big projects?
Well, we've been paying for our patrol cars and equipment for our officers to use out of SPLOST for many decades. And it's stuff that you don't have to add to the budget. And also, it's those improvements like recreation. The recreation facility we got, a great portion of all of that's been paid for with SPLOST. Fire departments.
Right.
Roads and bridges and things of that nature that we're not budgeted for, and we're able to make those improvements for quality of life without raising taxes.
And I think that's the key, the quality of life. I think for the residents, anywhere you live somewhere, you want nice things. Even though, you hear people say, I don't want to raise taxes or this and that, but that's not true, because those are the same people going to the Parks and Rec department and taking advantage of facilities and all that stuff that a lot of times aren't funded, that have to be funded through SPLOST. So anytime I can see upgrades that are going to make the quality of life better, and it's a no-brainer for me.
And I think the courthouse edition, right? The new courthouse, that was paid for.
New courthouse, absolutely.
Yeah, through SPLOST. All right, guys, we'll take our final break here. Time right now is 8:51. We'll come back and continue the conversation here with Shane Davis and Sheriff Terry Langley on this morning's Community Voice, brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
8:52. Welcome back to the Community Voice here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. My name is Colin Worthington. My guests this morning, Sheriff Terry Langley and Shane Davis, local business owner and nonprofit leader. And they're talking about the special purpose local option sales tax referendum, which is coming up. Early voting is early voting is next Tuesday. That's the 14th of October. 14th, yeah. That's a 3-week period. And then Election Day is November the 4th, as well as SPLOST. So every voter in Carroll County will get to vote on the SPLOST referendum. But like in the city of, there's also that statewide special election for Public Service Commission District 2 and District 3. City of Bowden, they're going to vote on a Ward 1 City Council person. Also going to vote on Sunday pouring sales in Bowden. City of Carrollton, there's the Ward 1 race for City Council. Let's see here. All the school boards, Carrollton City School Boards are uncontested. Mount Zion, there's City Council Ward 4. That race is contested. Ward 4 for City of Villa Rica. 3 candidates for that, and for Ward 5 in the City of Villa Rica, there's 3 candidates for that as well. City of Whitesburg, Mayor, there's 2 people running for that seat, and then also the Post 4 seat in Whitesburg for City Council. But SPLOST will be something that everybody gets to have their say on come Election Day. I guess in the time that we have here, let me just catch up on the status of the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, number of employees, how's everything running otherwise?
Everything's doing well. We're just so thankful for the amazing employees we have that do so much every day. We have 13 officers that work in the school system. It's one of our priorities to keep the schools safe. We got about 78 people that work in the jail. That includes supervising inmates and what have you, work details that go out and work and pick up trash. And for some reason, we've having a lot of dumping lately of tires. So we're picking up a lot of tires and trying to prosecute on those. But we have amazing, almost 200 employees and they work at the courthouse, the schools, the jail, out on the streets every day doing the job that people would have us to do, and they do a fantastic job. We have about we've been hovering somewhere between 490 and 500 inmates at this time, and a lot of people asked, are you housing for other places? We're not, because we don't have room. All of those are just generated here, but we are the only jail in Carroll County, so all the cities also feed into that jail, book them in and out and what have you, and city courts and so on and so forth. But things are going, it's a tough job. Every day's an adventure. I've been in office 25 years. The people of Carroll County have been so supportive, even back a few years ago when defund the police and those kind of things were going around. We didn't hear that kind of stuff here. And it's because of the amazing job that everybody does at the sheriff's office. And we're not perfect, but we work hard. We know who we work for. We work for the people of the county. A guy came to me one day and said, I've been everywhere to file a complaint. I don't know who your boss is. And I said, you know who my boss is? You. And that's exactly right. The citizens of Carroll County are my boss, not the commissioners, not the other people, not a council, a city council. I'm a constitutional officer, and I answer to the people of the county. And that's one reason I'm in support of this sales tax, SPLOST tax, because we don't raise taxes, and I don't want taxes raised, and we're not going to ever raise taxes. And we've been able to do some amazing things and get some good facilities, good equipment for our officers, and all of these cities have as well, without having to raise taxes, and that's what I want a continuation of.
When's the next vote for sheriff? When's the next election for that?
2028.
You going to run again?
I hadn't ruled it out.
Okay.
But I'm
I'm
getting old. I just hope I live to 2028.
Lord willing, right?
All
Lord
right,
willing.
All right, Shane, give us an update on West Georgia First Responders Nonprofit.
Well, we're doing awesome, man. We just had a fundraiser. Narrowing down the numbers right now, but I know we raised over $100,000 for sure.
Was that the Raylan thing?
Yep.
Wow.
I know, awesome. And it's probably going to be probably closer to 120 by the time all the people that have committed, actually, we shake them down and send in their money. But it's been awesome. We've been able to help a ton of first responders, and it's gaining traction as far as just being a resource for people. So when people, the first responder community, get injured or hurt, they know, hey, I can reach out to those guys, And that's one of the big proponents of me why I'm supporting this. Okay, I support the first responders, so you want them to have enough facilities, you want them to have the resources to keep us safe, because we can't operate as how we want to be as an American, free, liberty, all that good stuff everybody talks about. Well, we can't do that if it's the Wild West. Okay, we got to have public safety taking care of us in many different ways, not just the police. I'm talking about fire departments, all the first responders. So that's one of the reasons why I'm in a big supporter of this, and also the things that they're doing, like I hit on, with the facilities, actually going to take care of the people and the citizens that actually do get arrested. Because, like I said, nobody's immune to get arrested. And it seems like more and more people who, these days, given the current epidemic of addiction and how that's going, you'll find people that got arrested you probably wouldn't think should, oh, that's not my normal criminal getting arrested, what you would think in your head. So, and they have to have some aftercare involved. So what they're doing, taking steps to do that, it really shows their care for the citizens of Carroll County.
I know we're running out of time here. Got about 2 minutes, but have other counties reached out to you? Because you're this nonprofit's pretty unique, right?
Oh yeah. I'm all over. Like we've got people. We've helped people in Douglas County. Cowie to.
But have other counties reached out to you, like, for advice on how to get this started? Because again, you're pretty unique, right?
They've asked if I would ever say, me personally would want to go, like, to expand other places. And I said no, because I did it from a local aspect. So I like going into people's homes, praying with them, and like making that connection. I said I made the joke to one of them. I said, you can go start a South Georgia first responders. I'm going to stay in the West. So, but yeah, I've had some people reach out to me and say about expansion. I said, well, y'all can start yours down there. I'm going to keep mine on the West side.
Well, hope they give you credit for it, because I mean, again, it's great. It's a great nonprofit. I remember when they first reached out to us to tell us, a friend of yours reached out to us to say,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is a cool nonprofit. You want to check it out?" We brought you on the show. We've been big supporters of it, and you too. I mean, you're a semi-decent guy, Shane. So,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all been awesome.
I apologize to both of you guys for me struggling this morning. I hope that my my lack of energy doesn't bring you down for the rest of the day.
We made
Oh,
it.
that's great.
Yeah, it did. All right.
I'm just glad to see somebody's for the Chicago
The
Cubs.
Cubs, absolutely, and I'll suffer tonight too. I think that game's at 9:00, so I'll be watching it till 1:00. So I mean, half of me kind of wants it just to be over with, so I can go back to committing myself to my job. And I bet you Steve Graddick would appreciate that as well. Anyway, guys, thank you. Early voting starts on Tuesday, and these gentlemen would like you to support the special purpose local option sales tax referendum, which will be on ballots again next Tuesday. There's a 3-week period of advanced voting, and then Election Day is November 4th. The guys, again, thank you. And thank you for watching and tolerating me this morning. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.